So the Sharia dictates that a person must strike this fine balance between utilizing and taking what they need for themselves, but not at the expense of taking the right of somebody else. And we see this balance also played out, not only that those individuals, the haves, those individuals who have the capital, they have the mal, the wealth, that they are then required to give zakah in order to cleanse them from this potential greed that they may be gaining by this desire to keep looking and searching for the bounty of Allah, to keep accessing and aiming to get his resources. But it may also come at the expense, so this greed may come in, but also it may mean that those individuals who don't have those skills, acumen, experience, may not get theirs. Hence, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed zakah as a right of those faqir, miskin, wabn sabil, gharimin, amilin alayha, for obvious reasons, and the other categories which make up 8 in total. So that these individuals who have acquired the mal are then required to give 2.5% of that to the others. But it doesn't just stop at 2.5%. It can also be that individuals are then encouraged to, for example, free slaves when slavery was rife, to give sadaqah, to give lillah. In fact, at any opportunity, whether it may be a mistake or error made during an act of worship. And this is where we see examples of financial instruments like Mudaraba, which takes a person who has wealth and assists a person who may have a fantastic idea but doesn't necessarily have the wealth or the startup that they need in order to get their idea off the ground. So this assists them in that process. So what we see is this system, this philosophical system, so the underpinning philosophy, and then you have this infrastructure in place which permits mankind to gain from the world, because this is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created for humans. Now when you say 750 ml, now we all know those 250 ml bottles that we buy to drink, only 3 of them. Now you try making wudu with that. So whatever resources we have, whatever area a person is involved in business, he's got to make sure that she does not engage in israf, in something which is excessive. And returning back to where we started off, these resources, they are finite, and we're realizing now unfortunately, us as Muslims, we've kind of dropped the baton, we've dropped the stick, because it's taken liberal societies now in the modern world to realize that, hey, if we don't replace the trees we're chopping in, say, the Amazon rainforest, or if we're not careful about how many fossil fuels we burn, but unfortunately we're just trying to catch up to the world, and we're so concerned about our sort of daily bread that we've not had the chance now, and unfortunately our deen has become something secondary. We've not even had the chance to talk to the world and say, look, israf is something that is forbidden in our faith. Israf is something in our resources, in our wealth, that we're not allowed to do, even if we own it. So these are the key points that I wanted to share with you with regards to israf, with regards to how we use the resources, with regards to Allah making the human, and then the responsibility of the Muslim, which is the Khalifa, as we refer to it, this agent that is living on the earth, that is responsible to make sure all habitats are sound and continue to be, without the greed intervening and causing pain and harm to the rest of the world.